welcome back to the plot. It is the 2nd of October. Isn't that wild? Yeah, so summer is properly over now. We are deep into autumn, and you know what? I really like October. Obviously, this month is garlic planting month, which is always extremely exciting. I'm very excited to get my garlic in, but I don't think I'll do it until probably after the first frost, because I want to put my garlic in my biggest bed, and it's currently got dahlias in. It's the one which you see when you walk onto the plot. So it's got the alyssum, the Teesbrook Audrey dahlia, which is falling over. I've tried to prop it up, and then there's another dahlia back there. But yeah, I think I can potentially fit 60 garlics in this one bed, but I need to dig up the dahlias first and repair it. So that's obviously a job for after the first frost, after the dahlias are done. But look at all the dahlias. Anyway, before I get on to what jobs I need to be doing today, I will catch you up on everything that I got up to this week, and I'll see you in a minute. I haven't pressed go yet.
My bad.
There you go. So this weekend I had a visitor. Carmen came to visit, and we had a really lovely, relaxing weekend of mushroom hunting, drawing, painting, going to cafes. And on Monday she came to the plot and helped me harvest some potatoes, but this has got to be the most disappointing potato harvest ever. So when we got there were potatoes half dug up. I think some animal had been in and stolen a couple of potatoes. And then when we started pulling them out, there was a lot of damage on them. I think it's a mixture of wireworm and slug. So a lot of these potatoes were really bad, completely inedible. And there was even a couple of rotten ones in here as well. So it was very disappointing. I think I had about 2 kilos of actual usable potatoes. I know you can eat potatoes that have wireworm damage, but this was on a different level. They were completely infested with holes and wireworm. So yeah, it was a pretty disappointing harvest, but at least this bed is clear and freed up for some flowers to be direct sown. Next, we harvested probably the last of the dwarf beans. These plants are definitely coming to an end now, and I've really enjoyed these beans. The best beans I've ever grown. And I will definitely be growing lots and lots of dwarf beans next year. Next, we cleared the front bed. I'd picked all the pods from the sweet peas, so they were just left with these dead twiggy sticks. So this bed is nice and clear now, and we weeded it too, but I didn't catch that on camera because we were too busy talking. And lastly, we weeded the old tomato bed. This was very satisfying. So we got out the mare's tail and the bindweed and started removing the creeping buttercup, which is all around this bed. I absolutely love this time of year, and weeding is just so satisfying. Weeding and clearing. I think that's what a lot of this month's content is going to be. This bed is actually broken, it's rotted away on the corners, so it's not really held together anymore. So I am going to be repairing and actually changing the shape and size of these beds. I've got big plans for autumn and winter, a lot of rejigging to do, and I really want the plots to be ready to go when it comes to planting out in spring. I also want to sow a lot of hardy annuals and get them in the ground in the next couple of weeks so that they can flower nice and early next year. So yeah, lots to be doing, lots to get on with. So I really hope we have some good weather this autumn and winter. I don't mind if it rains a bit, but I really want to be working at the plot as much as possible. After Calm had left, I came back the next day and finished off removing the creeping buttercup from around this bed. It's such a satisfying job, and I'm looking forward to wood chipping this area and making it nice and tidy again. This creeping buttercup stuff is an absolute pain. I got most of it out, but I did come across another ant's nest. So I've still got a little bit more to do, but a majority of it is removed, which is very good. I also spent some time weeding around the front of the plot where the 3 little beds are. Lots of weeds have popped up around here, but I made a decent start on tidying that area up. Okay, back to present day, 2nd of October. The weather is going to change from tomorrow or tonight. We have another storm hitting, and I think it's going to be raining for probably the next week now. So I'm not sure what I'll get up to next week. I do have some seeds to sow, so we'll do that at home. But today I want to sow some seeds direct. I went to Kew Gardens back in June. It was early June, and I was very impressed with the amount of flowers they had in their kitchen garden. And I mean, the flowers were in full swing by the start of June, and those flowers, they mainly included poppies and calendula. And I realised that I am missing poppies from the plot. So my first thing that I'm going to sow today is poppies, and I'm going to do it in the bed that I just dug over. I removed so much couch grass from this bed. I hope it doesn't all come back in spring, but yeah, I gave it a really good dig over and raked through the soil and put a little bit of compost where I was to sow the poppy seeds. I did read that wireworm does live in grass, and especially beds that have been newly converted into raised beds, I think. So hopefully we won't have any wireworm issues next year. I don't know whether it was because these were main crop potatoes and they just had a lot more time in the ground for pests to get at them. But I do prefer first and second early potatoes, and I might not bother with main crops next year. But we will see. Hopefully no wireworm next year. I have got some California poppies which I'm going to sow at the edge of this bed, and I'm not sure what I'll put in the other half, but what I'm thinking is all of the beds in the front portion of the plot will be flowers next year. And obviously I'll have garlic here, and when the garlics come out I will put dahlias in the centre. Then I'm going to keep some of the dahlias in that bed over winter, but I'm going to take a couple out. This plant isn't doing so well. It's one of the Teesbrook Audreys. The large dinner plate dahlia I'm going to take out because it's much shorter than this one, but I'm going to leave the Serenity dahlia and the Bellflower, I think it is. Yeah, I'm going to leave those in the ground, take 2 or 3 of these out, but this will remain a flower bed. And then this, I think I will have the poppies along here, and then potentially snapdragons or straw flowers again. But yeah, I'm going to mainly have cut flowers in this portion of the plot. So when you step onto the plot or walk past the plot, it will just be super flowery. I'm also going to split this bed into 2, so there will be one bed down here, one bed up there, similar to what it's like on this side, those 2 sized beds, and then this one in the middle which needs to be repaired, and then obviously the tomato bed needs to be repaired, and I'm going to do quite a bit of rejigging over the autumn and winter, and obviously working on the second plot as well, but I just want to make sure that I'm happy with the layout of this plot before spending the rest of winter over on the second plot. But yeah, let's get on with sowing the poppies. They're actually quite large seeds. These look like brassica seeds. That is really weird. I don't know whether I want to sow those. For reference, these are opium poppy seeds, which are minuscule, and this is a much larger poppy than California poppies, so that is really strange. Okay, maybe they are California poppy seeds, so I'm just going to sow them, and if they turn out to be broccolis, then I will just pull them up. Or sprouts, you never know. I just didn't think they were that big. Right, I'm going to do a little sprinkling now, and then maybe another sprinkling in a week or so. Maybe I'll try and work out where else I can sow some poppies, because yeah, the poppies in Kew in the kitchen garden, they were just so pretty. So pretty. No, there's 2 rats. Oh gosh. Damn it! I know people are going to say, oh, well, you shouldn't feed the birds because then you won't have rats. But if I didn't feed the birds, then I wouldn't have so many birds to look at. Oh, look at them. It's actually impossible to avoid rats on an allotment site. So, God, these guys, they're pretty confident. They know I'm here. Look at him. Anyway. Yeah, and I'm not going to be mean to the rats because they've got to eat too. They have to exist. Anyway, let's get on with something else. I am going to weed this bit of the bed and take out some of the nasturtium that are growing in my dahlias. I just went back and looked at my photos from last year, and I sowed my garlic on the 12th of November, and back then my dahlias were still flowering. I don't think we had a frost until December, so I might have to rethink my plan of where I'm going to sow my garlic, because I don't want to have to rip up a dahlia to plant my garlic. So now I'm not sure. Not sure what to do. I am also going to make sure to eradicate these nasturtiums. Oh my gosh, they have just taken over. I love nasturtiums. I will always grow nasturtium, but I'm definitely going to try and get rid of these long, tall, climbing orange nasturtium that have just spread out and dropped their seeds absolutely everywhere. There's a really cute variety of nasturtium. It's called something like Tip Top Alaskan Salmon, something along those lines, and it's a compact, bushy plant with very soft, pinky, salmony flowers and variegated leaves. So I definitely want to grow that variety of nasturtium next year and try my best to get rid of these ginormous, crazy orange nasturtiums. Okay, last job for today, I think, is to clear this bed and sow some cornflowers and nigella, I think this is it's pretty much okay in here. There's lots of little weed seed popping up, but I think I can just pull it all up and be old beetroot leaves now. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some cornflowers this side and nigella this side, and I'm leaving some of the chard behind to see what happens, if anything. Okay, we'll see how those go. Some nigella. I love nigella seeds. I think they're so dark. They look kind of furry, like they're velvety. So cool. Anyway. Let's see what those do. I might sow them some more in a few weeks. I have a load of seed, loads and loads of hollyhock seed actually, and I think I'm just going to chuck it over the fence, see if anything happens. I think I'm basically just going to shake this like a rattle over the fence. Let's see. Somebody did suggest this in the comments, and I thought it was a very good idea. Hope nobody sees me do this. Okay. Whoa. Okay, they're not definitely not as effective as a whatchamacallit, a foxglove, because the seeds, they just pour out, but these are kind of stuck. Maybe I'll just chuck it. There we go. I am going to pick this pumpkin. This one is a little too far gone. I think this one might be as well, but this one looks pretty perfect, so I'm going to pick it and ripen it at home. I'm actually going pumpkin picking this weekend in a storm. I'm going to call it a day now. I think the weather is about to change, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next week, 4 PM on Friday, for another allotment vlog. See you. Well, I was just about to leave. Look what my neighbour just gave me. I can't even get them in frame. We have these beautiful asters and these amazing dahlias. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hang on. There we go. I can just about get the bunch in. Oh no, nearly dropped one.